So back to the story of this vindictive woman. Um, she says she go nuclear if she keeps telling lies, you know. So let's see what she says next. She says, "I will not be seen as a villain for a situation I didn't even ask to be in the first place." That's true. I agree with that though. She was the one who thought it would be smart to tell her monogamous friend with traditional values that she's cheating on her spouse and she can lie in her bed. Okay. So small update. Everyone involved, Alyssa, best friend, Noah, BFFs, Hub, decided to take the advice of a few people and reach out to Alyssa before I went to her husband. I recorded the conversation and let her know it was for my safety. She seemed extremely nonchalant about the whole thing. I told her I was worried for her, and even for her, this was very out of character behavior. Hmm. So there's two explanations for this. Um, the first is that she was never like this in the first place, and she was just putting on a face. Um, and the second, in my ideas, it can only be these two things: is that she's been influenced by this guy, this boss that she's working with, and I'm gonna throw a third one in there. I think it may be a combination of both because a lot of the times people do have these capabilities to do the most heinous, disgusting shit. They just need a catalyst. They just, they're a disgusting enzyme. They're a disgusting enzyme that needs to attach to some toxic shit. And once they attach to that toxic shit, the catalyst erupts and it just starts oozing pus. Disgusting toxic pus. Um, and it just ruins their fucking lives because they don't know how to, you know, act with morals when there's not someone who also has morals with them influencing them. All they needed was that one person to be like, "Hey, but be an asshole," and they're like, "Oh, okay." It was always within them to do that, but I just didn't have the confidence before, I suppose. Didn't have the confidence to be an asshole. If there's one thing you can learn from this, it's just always have the confidence to be the asshole you know you are. You know? Don't try to be nice. If you're already a nice person, just be what comes natural. Don't try to form niceties for no reason. If you have to force yourself, it's not genuine, then it's not gonna be helpful to anyone, especially not you. So yeah, you gotta be the asshole you can be. So yeah, she's doing the out of character shit. Um, so long story short, she felt very weak and unbalanced in her and Noah's marriage. Weak and unbalanced. Weak and unbalanced. That sounds like you're not being accountable, but let's continue with this paragraph. For context, Noah went to trade school and makes very good money, while up until her promotion, Alyssa was making slightly more than minimum wage. She has been recently reading up on some anti traditional values, and the woman in those forums attacked her for making less than her husband. She then explained that she noticed her supervisor was trying to flirt with her, and her internet friends told her to run with it and use him to get higher up. Oh my god. She, of course, did, but admitted she'd become emotionally attached to him as well. See, this is crazy. The influence that people can have on people. But I say, you know, you had this in yourself all along. If some person can run along and influence you to do some bad shit, I'm like, you were probably just a bad person. Um, because people are powerful, but we are always our own gods. We are always our own gods. I don't think anybody can force you to do anything. I really don't. I really don't. I'm over here like Kanye. I'm like slavery was a choice. But um, I think slavery of the mind, especially nowadays, is a choice. Um, and a lot of people have just different levels of willpower. We just have to expand our levels of willpower through what we do, our actions, what we consume, what we create. Um, And a lot of people make the conscientious choice to just say fuck it and go with the flow. And that leads people to believe um, that you have no choice because you are going with the flow, and the flow dictates you're gonna have a shitty life, and you're around these shitty people, and yada yada yada. Because your flow dictates that. They're like, well, this is the only way. This is the only method I can take. Um, and that's not true. You have the power to make it out. The mind is a powerful tool, but a lot of us um, don't use it in the way that it can be used. That it has the option to be used as. So, know in yourself that you have the power to make it out of any situation in the mind. That's where it starts. I'm not going to say physically. I'm not going to say everybody has the power to make it physically out of anything, but it's starting in the mind, starting right there in your fucking head. You have the power to make it out of it. You have the power to make it out of it, and don't lose that thought. Just think about that next time you're in a horrible situation. You may not be able to move from that situation physically right now, but I can tell you it all starts in the mind. And once you get out of that bad headspace, you're gonna notice a lot of other stuff just start to flow with it as well. Just start to fall on the line. So, she said she become attached to him from influence to her friends that told her to get with this guy. Let's continue on and see what she says. Um, all in all, she admitted she doesn't really regret the affair because it helped with her career and she found love. I told her she had the option to tell Noah the truth before me, but hubby and I were coming over tonight with a video admitting the affair, so she wouldn't be able to sway it in her favor. Again, she nonchalantly said, okay, and hung up on me. I don't know what the heck is going on. I can't tell if she's having some sort of psychosis or she's literally just so detached from her marriage she doesn't care what happens. Hubby and I still plan on going to Noah tonight, but I'm honestly intrigued to see what she says to them. If she says anything at all. Okay? So we're about halfway through the Paladin quest at Quest 101 completed here. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a quick break while we see what she's saying next. Over here on the Paladin quest in Dragon Quest, we just brought the little girl here to us, and Zabu and the little girl and me, we're gonna go over to the little lake in Winna Islands next time to figure out how to get her to become a sacred sage or whatever the fuck, She's going to become the water goddess, and she is going to be ready to do her thing here. So that was the third one. We're going on to 3 next, or 4 next. Excuse me, I can't count. Okay. So welcome back to the story. Welcome back to the Paladin quest. Over here in the story, we have some relevant comments about the last section we had where she's going to give him the ultimatum to tell her husband that she's cheating with her boss. Here are some comments. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine legally if we ever do end up sharing it. We've decided against it for now. She knew we had cameras in our house, and we have a very obvious Ring doorbell as well as outdoor cameras. The indoor ones are obvious as well. Plus, where you live, you have the right to record in your property against consent. So there will be no ability to retaliate against us. So that's, just flat out saying that. Another comment from the OP is, this is the whole reason I got upset. She's a new hire with basically no experience in the field, and she's got a promotion for stereotypically banging the boss. Oh, wow, she's one of those, huh? She's always been the person to look for loopholes or easier ways to do stuff, but this is a new low. See, they've always been this person. They just needed someone as a catalyst. You know what I'm saying? People don't really change. People don't really change, They morph. they alter, they switch paths, but it's still a line. People aren't gonna start from one line and then lift the dot up the page and then just go way up here or way down there. It's a line. They have to travel from somewhere. So yeah, that opens up a lot of possibilities for how I see this person and how I see the OP as a friend of this person. It's very easy to uh, just look past that and put on the rose-colored glasses for someone that you've really admired for so many years. But they're slowly seeing, they're slowly fucking recognizing that, hey, maybe this is not such a good influence for my life. And they're looking back and seeing it, right? So I hope at the very least the supervisor gets fired. Someone like that shouldn't be in a position of power because they obviously can't handle it. I've thought about maybe making him an anonymous tip to the company about him specifically, but I don't want to lead it back to my ex-friend for now. So, once again, this sense of justice, man, I swear, people are just crazy about this justice bullshit. Like, why do you care? Why do you care? Stop caring. That's what I'm preaching. Rapid, vapid, lapid uncaringness. Ugh. So, this is a little comment about the original poster telling Alyssa's husband about the video evidence and then going nuclear. So, the only reason I'm going against it now is because of some insightful comments. He's a good man and he might forgive her and decide to reconcile. Even though I don't agree with him, it's his decision. I don't want to I don't want to ruin his life by letting everyone know he stayed with a cheater. Someone also said affecting her job could affect the outcome of a possible divorce, and I wouldn't want to play against him. Yeah, this is bad because you could possibly ruin this guy's life, especially if they have kids or they're probably living together. So he probably likes his house. I mean, like most people like their house, right? So, me personally, I get attached to places I live in, so that might ruin his shit. Having to move or having to have her move. It's just not fun. It's just not a fun process. So I really like her at least having this sense of justice, even still having this sense of justice, being conscientious that, hey, I'm affecting people's lives that aren't mine. I have to be respectful. So, but yeah, it is crazy that her friend just came out and like kind of 100% just showed her ass to her. Going back to the story, I completely agree, and hubby decided against going nuclear because at the end of the day, STBX will be the only one who gets hurt. It will be solely his decision, unless she tries to spread rumors or lies about me, my husband, or STBX. I plan to tell him if she decides to spin this, I will send a clip of the video to anyone she tells and let it spread from there. So she's still very vindictive, but at least she has restraint. So a commenter here also agreed. Also, OP, please be prepared for a husband to stay with his wife and cut you and your husband off. Marriages are complicated and sometimes things don't play out the way you imagine they will. You should tell him 100%, but what he does with that information is up to him. That is also very true. That's a possible way for it to go. And the reason for this is people are very irrational. This is a 15-year marriage, guys. Extremely irrational. Sometimes people don't care what evidence you have. They just want to believe what they believe. Not a lot of guys are like this, going off of feelings and such, but some are. Some definitely are. I'm sorry for all this waiting here. I usually do like go take a piss on loading screens or something like that. So over here in the Dragon Crest, excuse me. Funny. The Dragon Quest realm, we are indeed going to Winna. This is back. This is back like the first fucking episode, man. Look at this. So we're going back to the cave to get little girl all sold up here, all ready to do her thing. So no worries there. It's gonna be a good time. I do like this dungeon. It's pretty big for an early game dungeon. But we'll do that. We'll collect some treasures, and we'll do our thing. Do our thing. All right. Yeah, you got to be prepared because his irrational fears, his irrational state of mind, um, is not your responsibility, and you never know how people are going to react. Once again, 15 years. 15 years is a long fucking time. I don't think I've stuck with one thing in my life for 15 years. I'm 28 now. I don't think I've stuck with one thing for 15 years. Besides maybe making music, I don't think I'm stuck with making music. Like every day for those 15 years. You got to think they've been with themselves. They've been living together, since high school. So it's a lot, and you can be very delusional. It's very easy to be delusional in that state. So, and please remember, going back to the story here, and please remember that this is not just blowing up your ex friend's life. It's blowing up her husband's life too. It's his call whether he wants to go nuclear or not. And then OP says, I honestly wouldn't be just surprised if he decided to stay with her. He's a very forgiving man and may be willing to give it a shot. As tough as it may be, we do see ourselves going NC with both of them because NC is probably just nuclear, I think. With both of them, unless a divorce were to take place because... Oh, no contact, no contact. NC is no contact. So yeah, it may be willing. Oh, see, as tough as it may be, we do see ourselves going no contact with both of them unless a divorce were to take place. Because as much as we'd love to continue being friends and support husband, if ex-friend is part of the deal, we can't support that. She really hates this bitch now. Which is crazy. She's been friends for this long, and cheating is a big thing for a lot of people. Cheating is a big thing, which is why I'm not big on relationships right now. I have far too many options, far too many fucking options to get this detrimental fucking contempt from everybody for cheating. Like, why would I be monogamous when fucking ladies are falling over themselves to talk to me, to talk, to get attention from me, to get advice. So I can't deal with that right now. I can't, like I said, the next person is just basically the last person that I will ever deal with. Um, which I feel like is a good place to be. Just lock it on yourself and don't worry about it. Don't care. Stop caring. Please stop caring. This girl needs to stop care. Obviously, stop caring. I can talk. I promise. I promise. Okay, so there's an update. September 27th is when this was posted. So I took a lot of people's advice and decided not to go nuclear. As many people said, at the end of the day, it's not my circus, and the decision should be left up to the wrong party, and that is Noah. I also decided to reach out to Alyssa before telling Noah, and I decided to give her a chance to confess to Noah herself. As I talked to her, I was legit thinking about reaching out to her parents about medical help because she was so unbothered and so non remorseful about the affair that I thought she was having some sort of mental break or psychosis. Yeah, Alyssa's always been kind of to find loopholes or ways ahead, but cheating on your spouse for almost 2 decades for financial gain? It's not normal. I don't know, some people are just trash, and you're obviously terrible at telling, so yeah, I don't know. Um, Getting medical help is she probably just needs a therapist. She probably just needs a therapist, someone to talk to. It's probably not drugs or anything. She's probably just always been a terrible person. It's not that big a deal. She just needed it. Like I said, she just needed a catalyst for herself. She just needed someone else to convince her, hey, do some bad things. And she was like, what? Bad things? I always wanted to do that. Nobody's told me to do that. Let's go. Um, so yeah, moving on here. If you didn't see my small update, the whole reason Alyssa started the affair was to get the promotion at work. It evolved into an emotional affair. Eventually, though, she admitted there are new friends from some feminist forums on Facebook groups told her that she wasn't as valuable if she was making significantly less than her spouse. Something I learned she's been more insecure about than she's been telling people. They also told her that using a man isn't cheating as long as there's no emotional attachment. She's just being a girl boss. That is so toxic. And I guarantee you guys, I fucking guarantee you that the girls she's talking to on this forum who are telling her this bullshit are all single. All single feminists. You know, none of them have husbands because single women keep women single. That's how it works. That's how it will always work, you know? All those like 30 plus, 40 plus widows, you know, divorcees, divorced, blah, blah, blah. They keep women single because they are in themselves miserable and they want other girls to be miserable with them. You know, misery loves company. So that's my theory. Especially like, what woman uses a forum with a man? Like you got a man. Why are you on a forum? You got to be a super nerd. You got to be a super nerd. And if you're a super nerd, let's think about this, guys. Let's think about this. Let's move. Use some more critical thinking. If you're a super nerd, what do you not do? Go out and cheat. You're inside. You're doing nerd things. Hello? Hello. So yeah. I think it's a bunch of single girls being on a forum, basically doing anything masculine, you know, is a single feminist kind of thing, you know. No, not many feminine um secure, you know, emotionally intelligent girls browse online forums, you know. It's just like girls really aren't on YouTube, you know. Like browsing YouTube, girls are mostly like an Instagram, TikTok kind of social media person. You know, they're not on things like Reddit. They're not on things like YouTube, you know, things where you have to choose what you consume. Because girls don't like to make choices usually. Um they like the choices being made for them, or they like to dictate which choice is right after the choice has been made. They don't like to actually make the choice, you know? Because you can always blame someone for the choice they made after they make it. But, you know, when you make the choice, it's kind of like, whoa. But, you know. So she admitted she couldn't separate her feelings from the intimate aspect and started going on a regular dates and vacations and eventually started calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh no. Um, the AP knows she's married, but was told they were on the verge of separation. Doesn't that make it better, right? Doesn't that make it better? We're about to be separated. Are you separated now? No. Okay. Imagine if we use this logic literally anywhere else, guys. So let's think about this, right? Let's think about this logically. Let's say you're cooking some food. I'm cooking some chicken. It's about to be done. Oh, okay. Well, let's take it out. Fucking eat it. People are fucking ridiculous, guys. People are fucking ridiculous. So you can't apply this logic to anything else. So why does it apply to relationships? Let's be real here. You know, let's be honest with ourselves. Like it doesn't apply. You can't just halfway this bullshit. We're I think this is the second to last one for the Paladin quest. Um Next time I think we are really going to go to Zabu and finish preparing her for her ceremony, her wonderful ceremony that we're so confused on here. Um, yeah, gaining some skill points, of course, gaining some titles. Back to the story though. This is getting juicy. So here we go with the confrontation. My hubby and I arrived at Noah and Alyssa's with some booze after dinner, and by the time we were there, Noah had already come through with a bottle of wine. Surprisingly, Alyssa did confess to Noah about the affair. He told us he told us it was extremely non-apologetic though. She sat him down and told him she wasn't going on a business trip this week. She was going on vacation with her boyfriend. Oh my god. What a way to introduce that. Noah, being the clueless and knowable person he is, he thought he meant to say husband and was so excited. He asked if they were going to Italy like that planned for, and Alyssa just stared at him. She repeated, with my boyfriend. It took a few minutes, but it finally sunk in. Oh my god. He told us that wasn't pretty after that, and then he embarrassingly got on his knees and begged her to fix everything. Oh no! Stop the simp! Stop the simp! Yo, when a girl admits to cheating on you, you gotta get up and go. You gotta get you don't beg, dog. Oh my god. This is why she cheated probably too. She probably has no respect for this guy. Just the way she introduced it, I'm like, I'm going with my boyfriend. And then he didn't even think, he's like, oh, that's me. I'm a boyfriend. You're Jesus Christ. Yeah, she probably has zero respect for this guy. And yeah, when girls don't respect you, they don't have to play by your rules, or any rules basically. Any rules that you set up when there's no respect in there, I don't care if there's love. If there's no respect, then I can't deal with you. That's so sad though. She yelled for a bit and then just stonewalled him again. She was already packed to leave and just left him there sobbing. She turned off her location, which both Noah and I were a part of her family on the app, and we have no idea where she went. We assume she went to her AP's house because if she had gone home with 2 suitcases, her mother would have reached out to Noah immediately. She sees him as a son. Yikes. Okay, so we sat down with Noah and said we had a video and audio proof of Alyssa exposing and explaining after the affair, and we'll send it to him in case he needs to. I explained to him that in a moment of blind rage, I was planning on going scorched earth and telling everyone, but once I calmed down and looked at this rationally, I realized it wasn't the right thing to do. The only person going full nuclear would hurt was him. That's very obvious now. Because Alyssa obviously doesn't care anymore. As I suspected, the idea of reconciliation is still on his mind, but he doesn't see it happening. In order to reconcile, both parties must admit faults and want to reconcile. Alyssa clearly doesn't. We've gotten him in contact with a friend of my hubby who agrees to help him pro bono until the divorce shows results. I can tell he's still hesitant about going forward with divorce, but he also knows he can't force Alyssa to stay. Okay, so as comments has suggested, this is where we bow out. We obviously are going to continue to support Noah, but it's not our situation to handle. It's his, If there's any future updates, I'll of course ask Noah first, but you'll be the second to know. Thanks for being so supportive and helpful. It made me realize how Noah handles his life and his marriage is his responsibility, not mine. So that's, wow, character development. Character development. She was really planning on fucking destroying this woman. But really, she can't do that. You can't choose who to hurt sometimes. You can only, well, I mean, you can punch somebody in the face, but you could only hold the information and give the information when you can, if they choose to not be hurt emotionally, they're just going to choose to not be hurt emotionally. You can't target someone's emotions directly and make them feel something unless you're a really good artist. But yeah, that is so sad. I kind of wish, he would grow like a pear, get some balls on him. But we really gotta start showing out for these sensitive men, because they are a lot of them. There are a lot of sensitive guys out there. I will say to the ends of the earth, guys are the true romantics. Girls are not romantics, especially not nowadays. And they may have been back in the day, but I've dated maybe like one romantic girl. I've seen a guy date like one romantic girl, and I think that didn't work out. Romance is mostly like a guy thing, because guys have to initiate most of it. Like guy has to ask them out, they have to, propose, they have to plan dates, they have to pay for everything, they gotta do something for Valentine's, And me personally, I am not a romantic person. I don't like big gestures. Just because I tend to do unto others what I would prefer to be done to me. And I do not want, like, if I'm in a relationship with you, I don't want you to do shit for me. If I'm in a relationship with you, my best outcome for a birthday is like money, card, sex, and then leave and that's like an hour, and an hour of time. and then you leave me alone for the rest of my birthday, you know? Because I don't like dealing with people. I feel like people slow me down, just like weed. Weed slows me down, but like people slow me down in a different way because I compromise a lot of things for other people's comfortability or other people's perceived comfortability, you know? Because you never know what's going to make someone comfortable unless they explicitly tell you. But I like to compromise myself just willingly, just to possibly make someone comfortable. Which I don't think is healthy. So I just kind of avoid people because of that, because like I really don't know. I really don't know what I want, you know. And until I figure that out, until I figure out how I want to act, until I figure out how I want people to act around me, I feel like I should just just bow out for a little bit, figure yourself out, go ghost for a couple years. So I'm doing that with this channel, and I'm gonna show up here for every day for a while. So yeah, that's my stipulation. I think we just completed this quest here, and I got some more health and resilience. That's good.